It's been almost 10 years now since the last entries in the Arkham series released, with Arkham Knight and Arkham VR, but since then the series has remained stagnant, with rare mentions of the game since in comics and of course Dead on Arrival live service games. The people have been yearning for another round of wearing the cowl of Batman, or at least something similar to the Arkham games. More similar. Finally, after so long though, Batman returns with his latest entry in the Arkham series with Batman Arkham Shadows, a MetaQuest exclusive from the same studio behind Iron Man VR, Camouflage. Now, like most people, I was iffy on this game's announcement. This wasn't what I wanted, or many people wanted, but as an avid virtual reality fan, I was still optimistic as I have seen the changes and improvements in VR, especially since Batman Arkham VR. Even with my optimism though, that can only get me so far, but after spending over 15 hours in Arkham Shadow's world, I think it's finally time I detach myself from the metaverse, and let you all know if Arkham Shadow is not only a good VR game, but a good entry in the beloved Arkham series. Let's talk about Batman Arkham Shadow.
No more Batman. I'll drink to that.
Batman Arkham Shadow takes place after the events of Arkham Origins in Blackgate Prison, and before the events of Arkham Asylum, obviously. As Batman tries to stop a new unseen rogue of the Arkham universe, Rat King, from executing a plan of assassinating public figures during 4th of July celebrations, with targets including Harvey Dent and Jim Gordon. With this discovery, in less than a week, Rat King will bring upon the Day of Wrath, a day Batman needs to figure out in a different way to how he usually handles things, going deep undercover at Blackgate Prison to find out who the Rat King is, and then how to stop them. During the story, you'll be introduced to many characters who you will soon meet in future Arkham games, mainly before they go to the approach of villains, such as Harley Quinzel, Harvey Dent, as I said earlier, Jonathan Crane, and many more that I won't say too much on, as it can be a bit of a spoiler. With these returning characters, that also includes returning actors from prior Arkham games, including Tara Strong, Troy Baker, and the GOAT himself, Roger Craig Smith, as Batman once again, returning to the role over 10 years later since Arkham Origins. And let me tell you, he fits back into this role like a glove. Hearing him as Batman once again was pure nostalgia for me, feeling like a kid again when I first played Arkham Origins. I mean, sure, I was rough on the game as a kid since I wanted my Arkham City sequel and was and am very attached to Kevin Conroy's Batman, but I have grown to love Batman Arkham Origins, and Roger's approach to a younger, angrier Batman, which he once again delivers here, it's just fantastic. Batman still requires growth for his character, as when you play Origins and then Asylum, you can notice the difference between the Batmans quite easily. With Origins and Shadows, you still have a Batman dealing with these new villains and people where he needs to open himself up more to some likely allies and also get to really know his future rogues gallery. When you play this game or Origins, you can see the difference when you go into a game like Arkham Asylum. Batman in Arkham Asylum will fight these giant titans, but to him it'll be nothing to him and it will just feel like another day at the office. No matter how roided up the Joker looks, he'll never let him win. When first starting up Batman Arkham Shadows, I really wasn't fully into the story beats at first. Yes, I am very happy with the game now, but as we all know, Batman and Batman Arkham fans take a lot to please, and I am one of them. But with where Arkham Shadow goes and connects to the story after this, it really made me look forward to what's next, as even though everyone wants another flat-screen Batman Arkham game, trust me, I do as well. If a sequel to Arkham Shadow were to happen, I really would not be disappointed. Camouflage really seems to truly understand what the games mean to people, and from interviews and Q&As I've watched about this game, I could really tell that this game meant a lot to even the people at Camouflage, and that's a great sign for before this game came out. Not everyone will have a VR headset of course, but even if you're able to just watch the game online, I feel you'd really enjoy watching the story unfold. Of course though, it would be an even better experience if you could play it, as not only is the story an eye-catcher, the gameplay is on another level for a VR game.
I'm putting this riot down.
The king's truth will be.
Now, when a VR game comes out, the most important things for these games are the gameplay, like almost every video game should be, except a Telltale or Life is Strange game. Just have a good story first.
Max, you...
It's Photoshop! A deepfake, maybe. I don't know.
For Batman Arkham VR, it's really good. When I first heard about this game, I wondered, like many, how is this game going to work? And Camouflage nailed it. From traversal, puzzles, stealth, and of course the biggest question, combat. There's so many memes about a game making you feel like Spider-Man or Batman, but this game really feels great to handle throughout. And Camouflage has been really quick to update this game, as we're already on, I think, update 1.1 for Batman Arkham Shadows by the time this review comes out. They have been so quick to update this game, especially when this game came out at launch, when I felt there were a couple issues here and there. When I first started playing the games, things like turning 180 or punching across the room too quickly would have the game slow down or fade for a second, but thankfully already this game has been updated so much by the time this review comes out, like I said, it's not even noticeable if there's anything like that throughout the game, as I'm very much just replaying this game at the moment just to do the combat challenges or anything like that. Now, this is of course a MetaQuest 3 and 3S exclusive, so it won't be coming to PC VR, but if I was given the option, I wish I could have been able to play this on PC VR though, because it would look really damn good on a PC VR, I'm sure. But I understand that it's exclusives and all that sort of thing, and Meta has to have their exclusives like every other sort of console has to these days, so I guess at least when it comes to this game, it's supported really well so far, which I'm really happy with. As I've been talking about throughout this review, gameplay is truly my favorite part of this game, and thankfully if you're worried about the flow of combat or traversal being too much for you in this game, the accessibility features and support is fantastic. I'm quite comfortable and experienced with VR, but others who play it most likely won't be. The gliding as Batman was just so awesome for me, but I'm sure someone may faint or get dizzy if they did it themselves. Combat, like I said, is also so fun. When I first heard the team behind Iron Man VR was working on a Batman Arkham game, I was mixed on it, but truly through the Q&As like I've said they've done and gameplay trailers, I started feeling trusting them, especially with how quick this game was announced and released. We never knew about this game a year ago, at least I didn't, and the combat plays amazing. You'll go up to thugs by punching across the room like Batman does in the Arkham games, and it works so well as you punch these thugs in a direction that the game will show you through very easy to see directions. Punch the thug in the ribs, or grab his shoulders this time, or just simply grab his leg and make sure he never walks the streets easy ever again. Unless you play it yourself though, you really won't understand how cool it really is. I was playing the game on normal difficulty through my game, but I was breaking a sweat each fight. Not only because the game's a good workout, but fighting really felt like, even though I was beating up these guys good, it was still me against an entire room of thugs. Like the one good scene from Batman v Superman was a video game. Included in the combat system as well is, of course, the Predator system. Stealth is a huge part of the Arkham games and Batman. He was trained in this, so of course Camouflage had to get that done right as well, and they killed it. Every stealth section, the combat had me smiling gleefully throughout. Bit messed up, but it was just so damn fun to pick up a thug and drop him from a gargoyle. Being able to perform stealth takedowns to performing inverted takedowns and so much from the Arkham games is just crazy to me and works amazingly throughout the game. Like I said, you don't really think it would work in a VR game, but it really does. I loved being able to do anything Batman in this game, and it's fantastic throughout its runtime. That took me well over 10 hours to get through. Like I said earlier, I've played over 15 hours of the game. That includes me playing the exploration of the map and of course just playing the challenge modes that are included in this game. I loved exploring when I could, so the fact there is a good amount of collectibles in the game kept me coming back for more, hence why it's taken so long for this review to come out. At this point though, sadly there is no New Game Plus, but I have heard that Camouflage is working on that and it should be out by the time of January next year. And I'm really happy to say that because I really wanted NG Plus, so I can't wait to get back to this game when it comes to January. These areas that you explore in Arkham Shadow are massive. They're not on the scale of an Arkham City, Night, or Origins when it comes to the open world scope of it or anything, but it's very much the style of Arkham Asylum, as they have said in Q&As and interviews. The levels are very open and you can return to prior areas if you missed anything, as you can also find rat maps that show you any missed collectibles, which is great because there was a good bit of playtime where I would see I missed something and sprint back if I remembered to do so when I wasn't distracted by the great story going on in front of me. After finishing up your story of Batman Arkham Shadows though, you are able to continue a journey as Batman, as there's also the return of challenges with Predator and combat challenges, with so far 3 of each, but they are working on adding even more down the line, but this is great. So far you'll need to pretty much finish the story to get all 6 unlocked, but it's a great addition as it always has been for Arkham games, and once you finish that story, it's all about getting that leaderboard high score, baby, although I'm really doubtful I will ever get high enough, as on the first combat map alone, someone had over 2 million score. Like, how the fuck? That guy is truly Batman or something, because holy shit. For an Arkham video game and VR game, this truly is a fantastic experience for gameplay alone. I praise the story as well, so to mix these two together, I think you get what my thoughts truly are in this game, especially as a massive Batman Arkham fan and Batman fan. I didn't even get into the boss fights for this game, my bad, but yes, there are boss fights which I won't spoil but are great fun each time for me. You'd think the spectacle of an Arkham fight couldn't come to VR, but boy howdy could that VR headset handle it real well, and I for one am so damn happy it could. When they went out to make a Batman Arkham game in VR, they drove through all the stops pedal to the metal each time, and I for one am very satisfied and happy, especially after the start of this year I had as a Batman Arkham fan.
Rape my childhood, will you? You'll all die! You will all die! Scum!
When this game first released, Batman Arkham Shadows had some hiccups throughout my first 2 plays of the game. Audio for one was acting really weird as it would cut out awkwardly but come back soon after pretty quick, and then one point I fell through the world for no reason. I'm not joking, I was just walking and then I fell through and I thought for a second it was an Arkham Asylum scarecrow hallucination thing until I kept falling and couldn't quit to the menu. Thankfully after those there's already been, I think, we're up to update 1.1 now, and I think they've already done 3 updates then to fix this game's issues, and it has been running stable since then, loading in the game pretty quickly when fresh starting or just reloading checkpoints, and also looks really good for VR. It's not on the level of a Half-Life Alyx, but still, for a game that you need to remember is running on just a VR headset, it's crazy to me many times just looking down at my batsuit and bat gloves and going, damn, I look good and buff. The game looks really good throughout though, from exploring Gotham streets to the underground parts of Blackgate Prison. It's a good ass looking VR game that, though I'm doubtful it will ever come to PC VR, it would be great if there was a Steam release, as I'd love to go all out on settings on my PC with a game like this, but very doubtful. And though like I said it had its stability issues to start, it seems like the team at Camouflage were just on the money with getting that sorted, fixing it up real quick soon after release of the game, which is a great sign of care from the team. Like I said, graphics are really good for the game throughout, however I don't know if there's any differences for the Quest 3 and Quest 3S. I was running on a 3 and it ran great, but 3S I'm not fully sure on, so if anyone does own a Quest 3S and has played Batman Arkham Shadow on it, let me know as I'm not fully familiar with the differences at this time. Though if you're looking for a budget-friendly way to play this game, that seems to be the way to go, as a MetaQuest 3 and 3S headset now includes the game with headset purchase, which is a bargain to me, and hopefully for you. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Batman Arkham Shadow, so if anyone thinks, it's really weird that he's kind of promoting this, I just want more people to play this game, man. So if you buy a headset, you get the game. So it's pretty fucking cool.
You are?
Yeah. I'm man.
In short, to finally wrap this up, I'm sure you're not surprised that I am a huge fan of this game and loved every bit of it. Aside from technical issues at the start when I first played this game, it's a real big surprise of a game that I'm very happy with all of it. Camouflage has outdone themselves here, and I'm still very happy and blown away with the end result of this, and truly just hopefully means much more great work from the team over there very soon. Whether it's for updates to this game, a sequel, or a brand new game from the team, I'm all in it for these guys and what's next for them. And this truly is such a great addition to the Batman Arkham universe that if you're able to pick this one up or are looking for a reason to play VR, Batman Arkham Shadow is truly a great reason to give VR a chance and great return for the Arkham series. Anyways, have you played the game already yourself? If so, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't played yet, what's your history with Batman Arkham in general? I always love to know that stuff, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and even subscribe for new videos real soon. As always though, thank you all for watching, and as always, it's appreciated.